What if we've been taught the wrong questions? Look around this world, really look. The grand cathedrals, the pyramids, the ancient structures scattered across continents that somehow all share the same fingerprints. Towering stone, perfect symmetry, precision so exact it still holds after centuries. And we're told it was all done with chisels, ropes, and blunt force, horses and buggies. No modern machinery, no advanced tools. So here's a simple question. How? How do you get that level of precision on both sides across massive structures without advanced surveying, cutting, and measurements? That's not arrogance, that's curiosity. And what is a cathedral really? We're taught it's purely religious, a house of worship. But step back and listen to the word itself. Cathedral, cathedra, a seat, a focal point. What if these structures weren't only symbolic, but functional? What if they were designed with acoustics, resonance, geometry, and energy in mind? Because stone isn't just stone, it vibrates, it conducts, it holds frequency. Now look at the pyramids. We're told they were tombs, burial sites, monuments to kings. But the math doesn't behave like a grave. The alignments are exact. The geometry is astronomical. The placement mirrors the stars, Orion's belt, with precision that implies intent, not coincidence. And we're asked to believe slaves just stacked rocks until it worked out. That story doesn't answer the question. It avoids them. And once you notice that avoidance, once you see it, something changes. You start realizing that science, medicine, education, and history aren't neutral. They're curated. Not always by evil intent, often by inertia, ego, and power protecting itself. When a model becomes dominant, it defends itself. Alternative questions get ridiculed, not examined. And that's where humility comes in. Because real growth doesn't start with, I know. It starts with, what if we're wrong? Not wrong about everything, but wrong about the frame. We're taught we are insignificant, a speck in an infinite void, an accident spinning on the edge of nothing. But ancient cultures didn't see it that way. They drew the world horizontally, centrally, ordered. They believed meaning came first, not randomness. And maybe they weren't primitive. Maybe they were restrained. Maybe they didn't confuse intelligence with ego. Because the people who awaken first aren't really the loud ones. They're not the ones demanding attention. They're the quiet observers, the sensitive ones. The ones who listened more than they spoke. The ones who were told they weren't smart because they didn't compete for dominance. The meek shall inherit the earth doesn't mean weak. It means grounded, unassuming, unobsessed with control. And that matters because ego is what blocks perception. When you're certain you know everything, you stop seeing. When you admit you might not, the world opens up. Now, does that mean we're the center of the universe? I don't know. Does it mean there's a firmament or something beyond what we're told? I don't know. Does it mean ancient civilizations understood energy, frequency, and resonance in ways we forgot? Possibly. And here's the honest truth. Not knowing isn't failure. Pretending to know is. This show isn't about declaring final answers. It's about reclaiming the right to ask forbidden questions without being mocked, shamed, or dismissed. It's about remembering that knowledge didn't begin with textbooks, and it won't end with them. And if there's one thing history proves, it's this. Every civilization that believed it had the final truth eventually discovered it didn't. So maybe the real awakening isn't about being chosen. Maybe it's about being willing to observe, willing to doubt authority, willing to stay humble in the face of mystery. Because the universe, whatever it truly is, doesn't reveal itself to arrogance. It reveals itself to those who listen. This is World Patriot Radio. Stay curious, stay grounded, and never stop asking better questions.